It's not on. Okay, it's just working. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. So welcome all of you to this session on Glimpse of Beloved. I have with me Sufi Munawar Lagari, who comes from Washington, D.C., United States. Before I welcome him in English, I would like to welcome him in Sindhi, because that is what brings us together on this particular stage here. Shukra gadya su supri jane jiyare yaar. Right? Sufi Munawar Lagari has had a very interesting and also a very checkered kind of a history. He's a citizen of Pakistan who's now in exile. He has been living outside Sindh and Pakistan since 1994.
Yes.
And since then he has not been able to go back to his hometown. He is a Sindhi by faith, technically a Sindhi Muslim. I am a Sindhi by faith, technically a Sindhi Hindu. In my years of growing up as a Sindhi Hindu in India, as a post-partition Sindhi, we would refer to people like Sufi as Nyattar. And I'm sure they referred to people like us as Kafir.
Kafir.
So we are very happy to be together here, a Nyattar and a Kafir, celebrating what binds us together across borders, across religions, across different time zones, and also overcoming, transcending the history of partition that took away Sindhi Hindus away from Sindh. And this particular figure that brings us together is one of the most fascinating figures South Asia ever produced, and this is Shah Abdul Latif. I have the responsibility, ladies and gentlemen, of introducing three characters today, of introducing Sufi Munawar Lagari, his collaborator Hassan Mujtaba, who has not been able to come today, who translated these verses. Sufi Munawar has compiled and edited and done perhaps an initial translation of these for Hassan, who then took them to the level of English poetry. And while both of them do this, there is this towering figure in the history of Sindh, Shah Abdul Latif. Although some of you I know have heard of him, I see here there are friends from Barmer, Jaisalmer and other parts of India where Sindhi is spoken. Although Sindhi linguists, Sindhi Hindus seldom remember that Sindhi also lives on the borders of Kutch and Rajasthan, and I'm so happy that there are friends from those parts of the country as well who have kept this vanishing language alive. But except to those, and except to some of us, Shah Abdul Latif is a relatively unknown figure. So what I'm going to do is to pass the buck to Sufi Munawar Lagari and request him to introduce to us all three figures as succinctly as possible. Munawar, over to you.
First of all, I really thank you, Jaipur Literary Festival, that they gave me this opportunity to speak about the great poet, and not only poet, a legend, a historian in a history like a Rumi or Tagore or Shakespeare, or even I could say more than that. And I appreciate and I congratulate that this is a great opportunity to introduce a great poet, and which is the neighborhood of Pakistan, we say, but I would call him that the Sindhi, a universal poet. But before I'm going to talk to about Shah Abdul Latif Bhittai, what Rita said, that I'm Nyattar and she is the Kafir. You know, I want to tell you that in Islam, there is a much conversion to convert the Hindus to the Muslim and this thing. But you know what poet said? What he said? Kafir thi, not to be a Muslim, be a Kafir, be an infidel. Kafir thi to ubh hain. Be a Kafir, be an infidel, then you will be grow, you will be known.
Rise.
Kafir thi to ubh hain. Bab Sharia ja chhad. Left the Sharia. Although in Islam you said Sharia is important, but he said
Baba Sharia ja chhad.
Bab Sharia ja chhad. Man mushrakan si gad. Ta vejo thi misal ke. मन अपना जो है मुशरकों के साथ मिलाओ तो आप मोहब्बत और बिलव्ड हासिल कर सकोगे, न कि मुस्लिम। ये भिटाई कह रहा है, दिस इज द भिटाई इज टेलिंग। एंड टुडे इन अमेरिका द most important book after Bible is sold, Rumi's book. Shah Abdul Latif Bhittai always kept with himself Rumi's book and Quran, and Shah Abdul Karim Buladi's his grandfather's book, always keep these three books with himself. This book, which I actually conceptualized 35 years my work, my father kept me in a room and kept me and asked me memorize, like in the Muslims the people memorize the Quran, but we consider Shah Abdul Latif Bhittai is our prophet. You probably don't know that. But today, like I just read yesterday Ban Ki-moon's article on violent extremism. This is also interesting. The word, sometimes they call violent extremism, sometimes they call religious extremism, sometimes they call the Muslim extremism, sometimes they give the different name. But I want to tell you the why is relevant with the Latif, with the Bhittai. Because look at in the Middle East, Boko Haram, Daesh, ISIS are in your neighborhood, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Taiba, Lashkar-e-Sapa. But one biggest terrorist organization we always forget. Just before our session, they were talking about these all things, but they forget the biggest terrorist organization is the ISI, the mother of the terrorist organization, the father of the terrorist organization. We forget, we talk about that one. I myself is the victim of the ISI. And Shah Abdul Latif Bhittai said, because very important, the philosophy, the ideology in the world, which is we see, why is this all terrorist is happening all over the world? Okay, in Pakistan-India relationship, we can understand that, oh, India has the two-nation theory. This is the old theory, already died. We are talking about those things. But what is happening in the Middle East? Those are not Hindu. What is happening in the Israel and Palestine? Those were not Hindu. So Latif said, this is very interesting, what he said. Like I mentioned you about first the kafir thi. Now he said, kalmu pada ta kafir thiyan. Kalmu pada ta kafir thiyan. Kalmu padhe ta kair. I am not going to recite the la ilaha illallah. This is Latif said. I am not saying. Kalmu pada ta kafir thiyan. Kalmu padhe ta kair. Jade ra Rasul ji. Tade bharyan per. I am not going to take the path of the Muhammad because of these things. That was happened even during, you know what was his era? His era was Aurangzeb era. Aurangzeb, what did the Aurangzeb? You are in India, because lot of I saw the roads, even Aurangzeb road, you haven't changed yet the names, these things. And that time was the Shah Abdul Latif Bhittai's the time. What the Aurangzeb did with the sermon, what the Aurangzeb did his father, what the Aurangzeb has done with his brother. And the same thing nowadays is happening in the Sindh, in Balochistan. And this is the philosophy. Because if you want to build a positive relationship, or build a good relationship, or want to make a friendship, or want to get rid of these all negative things, you need a philosophy. You need an ideology. And with in Hinduism, or Islam, or Jainism, or Buddhism, or any other Islamic philosophy, you cannot counter this Islamic extremism or terrorism. This is the Latif's philosophy, the Sindhi Sufism. What is the Sindhi Sufism? The Sindhi Sufism is this. Like we call Jhule Lal, and people call Kalandar Shehbaz. We call Udero Lal, people call the Pir Tahir. Even in Sindh, the Hindus are buried. Hindus are follower of the Muslim, are disciple of the Muslim poets. And even the Muslim who died. They said that we want to bury our samadhi with the Hindus. This is happening only in the Sindh, nothing any other parts of the world. It's only in the Sindh. This is the message of the Sindh. This is the, people don't know. People are talking about Ahmadiyya, Pakistan, Jaish-e-Mohammed, this and that. But the Sindh, there is a lot of struggle. Many protests happen over there. Lot of movements in the Balochistan, but it doesn't come in the media. Neither in yours, neither in Pakistan. Neither your politicians talk about the human rights situation in the Sindh. Go and check how many people are the forced conversion reason to migrate to the India. Why? Because this Hafiz Saeed, who is buying the land in the Thar, in the Rajasthan, not your Rajasthan, in the Sindh Rajasthan, and over, who's helping them? Pakistani government is helping them. Pakistani state is helping them. Pakistani agencies is helping them. Why I am talking this? Because of Latif. And why Latif is said. And after this, because like in Islam, they say don't eat the haram, eat halal. Whenever our people from the Pakistan or India, Muslim people come and see the halal or haram. But you know what the Latif said? Je hua panje was the khan haram hatan sing. Really, I would like to, if this kind of situation, I better to eat the haram, not to the halal, because of these people, their attitudes, and these people's religions, and this and I'm telling you, this is my prediction. India said investigation. Ask me, which investigation in Pakistan happened and successful? Just which investigation? Just 2 days ago, read what the Musharraf is released, and he said openly that he was involved. He said the Bukti's case, he's released. Bhutto's investigation does happen? Nothing. Zia's plans happen? Nothing. Kargil investigation happen? Nothing. I said, Mr. Modi, please, this is your foolish demand. This is totally foolish. They're asking the investigation. Never happen investigation. My prediction, you can go in writing. Never will be happening. So what do you need as a Sufi? As a Sufi, I have the only simple words. Je bhai pir, yesterday we it said
Vaswani.
you want
Dada Vaswani.
Yeah, Dada Vaswani. The one another good thing. I went to the Dada Vaswani on 16. This book is inaugurated by Dada Vaswani, written by Sufi Lagari, whose father and mother is Muhammad Ali and Fatima, the Muslim names, and inaugurated by Dada Vaswani.
By a Sindhi Hindu in Pune.
By Sindhi Hindu in Pune. This is the religion need in India and not in Pakistan. Pakistan is a fake country.
Okay, now don't go on about Pakistan only. Okay,
Okay, you want to ask
because
question?
no. Yeah,
Poetry?
yeah. No,
Okay,
and there'll be groups in India that'll be thrilled to hear what you're saying and welcome you with open arms because you will. I'm not stopping him. I think we just need to go back to Shah Abdul Latif.
Okay, go to Shah Abdul Latif try.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what Shah Abdul Latif said? Okay, let's talk about Shah Abdul Latif. Jeki Allah Allah kan murna manyatin. The people are saying Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. I don't like them. I don't accept them. That's what Shah Abdul Latif said. If you ask me more about the Shah Latif, you know what he said? Moh mein Musalman andar mein azar ain. Moh mein Musalman. If you look at their face is very decorated with the big beards and decorated as a Muslim. That's a bhitai said. I'm not saying. I'm responsible for each word. Moh mein Musalman andar mein azar ain. Inside they are devil. Even devil was good. Believe me. And I'm not saying, Latif said, because devil was good. Latif said, I didn't say. Ashik Azazil, the best beloved, he was the lover of the God. He said, I'm not going to bow to the dust, the human being. I made it by fire. Ashik Azazil, Bya Midai Sadrya. All others, Ashik, all other the people who are lovers is just desirable. But Azazil was the great lover, not more than anyone else. if you ask any other question, because I think if I continue, then people will be.
No.
Yeah,
I was just sort of wondering if, Munawar, if you could talk to the audience about Shah Jo Risalo, give
Oh,
them
yes.
a sense of structure of how Shah Abdul Latif, Shah Jo Risalo, which was really an oral narrative, and there is a legend that he had, when his disciples wrote it down, he asked them to go submerged it in water because he did not want any kind of a written documentation.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, if you could talk about Shah Jo Risalo and also talk about the role of narratives and the role of music, that would be really nice.
Yes. You know, Shah Jo Risalo, Shah Abdul Latif Bhittai was, when 23 years old, he fell in love with one girl. And then he wants to marry that girl, but the girl's parents, they don't want him to be married with, because of the society in Sindh. So then he left.
So this is 18th century.
18th
right?
century. He left and he went to the mountains, jungles, forest, and Hinglaj with the Hindus, with Muslims, and then he started the poetry.
And he met these yogis along the way.
Yogis.
Yeah.
जे भाई जोगी थिया त रली खणी में रुल. If you want to be jogi, just sit down and you see, like I mentioned you another poetry, we talk too much. Really, I don't like the Indian this TV program, the conversation, like a traffic. Talk too much. But Latif said, chup kar,
Chappa na chod.
chap na chor, pura akhyun, ढक कन, रह पानी पी, पेट में भर, रह अधूरो अन्न, त हुजा मूरत मंझारा मन, तंजो मुशाहिदो माणिए.
वो पढ़ी ॿुधायूं?
बिल्कुल, you can translate, please.
हाँ, किथे आहे?
Yeah, ये तो पहिरें में ये थो. Just let me here. He
ठीक है, ॿियो कुछ पढ़ी ॿुधायो.
मुशाहिद in English.
So the one that he just recited for you in Sindhi, I'll read out the English one. Be silent, do not move your lips, close your eyes, cover your ears, drink water, do not fill the stomach, live on meager grain, so you could have a glimpse of the image inside you. You know, as a second generation Sindhi post-partition generation growing up in India, my siblings used to go to a Sindhi medium school which closed down later, and they would have to be cramming verses from Shah Abdul Latif. So they would say, oh, dado homework karwa, bhitt sahib, you know, we have to learn these verses by heart. But I had no idea then that this was such an important figure, that he informed so many, the community's philosophy and its sense of religion, a very syncretic sense of religion, in such a profound manner. So for instance, my mother would recite things, she would say things like, Piriye par ai mithai, kane kadai, chakhin jo chet kare.
Yes,
so,
yes.
you know, agar माशुका से मिठाई आई है, उसको मिठाई समझ के खा, वो कड़वी नहीं है अगर आप चेतावनी से खा रहे हो. If you चखी जो चेत करे, अगर आप चख रहे हो उस प्यार से, तो वो आपको कड़वी कभी नहीं लगेगी. जो आपको प्रेमिका की ओर से आई है, वो मीठा ही लगेगा आपको. So one grew up with these things without knowing that Shah Abdul Latif was such an important figure, and that this is one of the most truly syncretic figures in the world, whose research on Shah Abdul Latif is done by a large number of Hindu scholars.
Yes,
His books are edited by a large number of Hindu scholars, translations that have been done by people. In parts of Kutch, for instance, villages along the Indo-Pak boundary, whether people are coming up with a Congress campaign against BJP or a BJP campaign against Congress, whether it's raining or it is famine or a child has not got admission into a school or the cow or the buffalo is not yielding enough milk, all these are communicated very often by reciting verses of Shah Abdul Latif. So this is the pervasiveness, this is the significance of this figure. And when we hear songs of Shah Abdul Latif by, you know, Abida Parveen or by Nusrat Fateh Ali or Marui
Yes.
on Coke Pakistan, we seldom make the connection that there is a very, very living, divine and also a more politically sophisticated tradition of Shah Abdul Latif between India and Pakistan, between the Sindhis here and the Sindhis there. And I think it is just something of a miracle that Sufi Munawar has spent so many years. He mentions in the introduction that his father was a bus conductor.
Yes.
And he would ask you to read these, lock you in and ask you to read these and learn these by heart.
Right. And nowadays, like by faith and belief, whenever any difficulty or problem, I open the books, I follow that poetry or poem on that day. But I also check, because we have to see the major problem in the world now, because it's very important today. That's the reason I want to talk to about it. Because everybody is talking, very important, this message from the Bhetai. The root cause of the problem in the world, because of the Bhetai don't hate anyone, only one thing, Mullagiri. Mullah was the main enemy of the whole society. Maulvis. And Latif Bhetai curse nobody. You're going to translate what I'm going to do. He don't curse anyone. He curse only one. Mullah Marai Ma.
Maulvi, may your mother die.
Uski mother die.
Translation. I am not saying it, he's saying it, but he's not saying it.
Shah
Shah Abdul Latif is saying it.
Shah Abdul Latif Bhetai is saying, I'm not saying. Mullah.
I'm not saying either.
Yes. Mullah Marai, और मुल्ला को भी नहीं मार रहा है, मुल्ले की माँ को मार रहा है, क्योंकि ये वो मरे तो ये प्रॉब्लम खत्म हो ना. तो ये रोज हमारे टैक्स पेयर मनी खर्च हो रही है. मोदी साहब जो है बिना वीजा के जा रहा है, आ रहा है, और मेरे दोस्त को तो वीजा भी नहीं मिल रहा है, बाकी तो मुल्ला इधर उधर आ जा रहे हैं. तो मुल्ला मरई माँ, और उसकी माँ भी मरे. और आगे सुनो, पित्तो फिसई पेट में, पित्तो लिवर फिसई पेट में, उसको कर्स ऐसी दे रहा है, you die with pain and suffering, because of you create the whole pain and suffering in the society. मुल्ला मरई माँ, पित्तो फिसई पेट में, सुञाणी अल्लाह, to be denied धूड़ में. One side you are every day Allah Akbar, you're talking about the Allah, Allah, Allah. You said, I know that. But you can't understand, you can't be on the side. Let the people live their life. They're not allowing. Mullah, mullah, macho. Ye idea. Don't go to follow the mullahs. Believe me, if we follow the Bhetai, this whole problem of the subcontinent and the world will be the solved. I'm telling you, this is the philosophy, this is the ideology, and that is the reason I'm telling to the US Congress people. You know what, Obama invited me one time to the White House and asked me when Afghan Pakistan. I said, don't mistake, because you're giving them money, you're giving them, although you found the mullah over there, the Al-Qaeda guy, what was the name? Yes, Bin Laden. So I'm again telling to the Indian politician and Indian media especially, please, if you popularize this Latif's poetry, really you will feel relaxed. You will enjoy the life. I'm positive. You know why? He said, as a lover, on the love, you can see, no, one another very important. You saw the needle, very small needle. He compared with the needle with the kingdom. Pachai na panya, sartyun sui san. Pachai means badshai, kingdom. Na panya, can't compare with what? Sui san, with a needle. Dhake ugadan ke, keen dhakyai pan. You see, by needle is cloth came. Keen dhakyai pan. Needle always without cloth, but it उन्हें जे उसके थ्रू जो है हम कपड़े पहनते हैं, जो नीडल है मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट है, बादशाहों से वो बेहतर है. नीडल, सुई,
वो नंगों को ढकती है,
वो नंगों को ढकती है.
और बादशाह क्या करते हैं वो तो आपको पता है। बादशाही न पाणिया सरतियों सुई साण, ढके उघाड़न के कीन ढकियाई पाण, बेहर जापे जान इबर जे ओसाफ मां। उसकी जो क्वालिटीज हैं, उसकी जो ब्यूटी है, you can't compare to with anything. That is the needle and the sui. And look at the beauty.
वो कहानी आप जरा थोड़ी बताओ, उमर मारवी की या ससुई पुन्नू की।
देखें
वो कहानियों
हाँ,
का क्या अंदाज है?
देखिए एक और इंपॉर्टेंट, बिल्कुल रीटा ने सही बात की। लतीफ के अंदर 7 इंपॉर्टेंट हीरोइंस हैं। उसकी वो पूरी पोइट्री में जो एड्रेस करता है वो अदा नहीं करता है, ब्रादर नहीं कहता है, सिस्टर कहता है, अदियों कहता है। वो मुखातिब है औरत को, क्योंकि अगर औरत आज क्यों बाको हरम वाले औरतों को किडनैप करके मारते हैं और ये उनके खिलाफ है। और लतीफ उस टाइम में मैंने बताया जब औरंगजेब के टाइम में उन्होंने ये बात की, कहता है कि उसमें जो मारवी थी, एक तो मारवी कैरेक्टर था उमर मारवी और सारे वो आपकी वो इंटरेस्टिंग बात है, वो हिंदू थे, मुस्लिम नहीं थे, वो जो स्टोरीज थी
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
वो। और उसमें वो कहता है कि वो मारवी को कैद करके उमर जो है, एक उमर मारवी का किस्सा है, दूसरा सोनी मिहार का किस्सा है, सोरठ रायडियाज का किस्सा है, लीला चनेसर का किस्सा है, नूरी जाम तमाची का किस्सा है, और अपना ये ससुई पुन्नू का किस्सा है। तो ये उसके जो करेक्टर हैं, स्टोरीज हैं, वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, सिंबलिक हैं। लेकिन उसमें जो बात है, द पॉइंट इज द पेन इज द, मतलब उसमें स्ट्रगल है, किसी में पैट्रियटिज्म है, किसी में ब्यूटी है। even I check myself who was, because there are some concept that was Latif educated. He wasn't any means Aligarh University or Harvard or any place. Some people wrote about that he was illiterate, but he was knows the Persian, Arabic, Balochi, Saraiki, Sindhi, Hindi, Urdu. There's all languages, he knows it. He knows those languages.
और एक ताज्जुब की बात ये भी है, ससुई पुन्नू की कहानी ले लो एक, right? So it's such an interesting example of a very syncretic relationship between a Hindu and Muslim. That Sasui, for instance, is the daughter of a Hindu, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and she falls in love with Punnu, who's a Jat,
yes.
right? And Punnu is abducted by his brothers. Sasui spends her entire life looking for Punnu along the hills of Baluchistan and so on and so forth. और वो Punnu ढूंढती है, but because Shah Abdul Latif's poetry operates at both levels of Ishq-e Haqiqi and Ishq-e Mizazi,
right.
that by the time you come to the end of the kalam, Sasui has become Punnu herself.
Yes.
Right? वो Punnu ढूंढते ढूंढते वो खुद Punnu बन गई है. So you know, we tend to sort of romanticize sometimes these syncretic stories, and some of us might feel cynical and think that they inhabit the past. But in my own reading, I've come across this as really
Yes,
the
you're right,
only
yes.
example that continues to be a part of a living tradition, and that also continues to be mobilized very often in a very political kind of, in competing ideas of Islam in Pakistan. So I think we should be tantalizing them enough for them to read Glimpse of the Beloved, but perhaps we should leave some questions for the audience now. We are running short of time.
I want to share the Sasui
Just,
Punnu.
yeah, sure. Just last bit and then we can.
The Sasui Punnu's in that thing, like Rita said that. So she in Islamic according to the tradition, somebody died, then went to the graveyard, and then the two angels come. Their name is Munkar and Nakir. So I'm going to recite his Munkar and Nakir ke jada ditai. Those two angels came to her. Tada uthi unaka Punnu jo puchai. She's asking doesn't anything. They want to inquire about his good and bad things, but she is asking about her beloved. Where's Punnu? Agya uthi unaka Punnu jo puchai. Adda iyai ko vyo saath sajan jo. Have you seen the Punal somewhere? Have you seen my beloved? That is such kind of the commitment and the love and affection that the Sasui
is, and the five surs, whole on the Sasui Punu, neither any
Yeah.
other stories.
That's right, yeah. So we could go on forever, but I've just been given an indication that the time is running out.